the companies is already, in the data space. They are specifically working on delivering something around data, right? And it's a big list. It's a big list, right? All of these companies here in this slide, they're all working towards building some or the other solution around this big data processing landscape. Okay, and then all the others which are not here are using one of their solutions to project from their data. Okay, so right now this is what the landscape looks like. So I'm just talking about what one can expect in the industry, and obviously that does not include manager level or management roles, because that is not what we are trying to achieve from this course. Okay, so obviously there are analytics managers and big data managers or whatnot, but this is basically what the landscape of a mid-level or of a professional looks like, or high-level professional also, entry to high-level professional. When you're talking about the opportunities, this is what the designations normally are. Okay, or this is what the job roles normally are. Okay, so there is this developer, which is software engineer level 1, 2, 3, whatever, in research and development. And then there's the architect. Now the architect, ideally, when you're talking about big data architect or Hadoop architect, or when you say architect, then you're obviously looking at a guy with holistic understanding of all the other parts of it. So a guy who understands how the data analysis happens, how data scientist is working, how the installation upgrades and everything is going to happen, how the development operation is going to happen. A guy with a holistic understanding of all the teams and all the processes can, and at the level of how much consumption of resources would happen, is the architect, who would basically draw up the blueprint and make sure everything gets done. Then you've got your developers, software engineers, who would work with basically either writing the code which will process the data, or writing the code which will integrate that processed data with some other some other application, right? So that's what software engineers normally would do. Then from the data perspective, guys who come with the background of databases, data warehousing, extract, transform, and load, and everything, everything around that data, there are these positions around data engineering and data analyst. Data scientist is slightly aloof. Okay, data engineering and data analysis mainly focuses on data cleansing, acquiring the data, extract, transform, and load, that kind of responsibilities, and basically creating the training data set, right? And data scientist is someone who's more statistical. Obviously, in case if anyone endeavors to be a data scientist, the knowledge of statistical models is a must, and also knowledge of the domain or the industry that you're working with is very, very important, because otherwise you wouldn't really know what questions to ask from the data. So it's really skills of a business analyst mingled with the skills of a statistician, mingled with enough exposure to technology to be able to write code, is what the idea of a data scientist is, right? And administration and development operation normally would have these three bifurcations. Would have installs and upgrades, people who would test and install and upgrade, create this environment, and obviously that is one of the core administrative responsibilities. Then scheduling and monitoring, so a lot of jobs are running in a Hadoop cluster at any point of time. So how do you manage the performance? How do you track? How do you schedule? How do you how do you set up queues, etc.? And security obviously is something which has seen a lot of traction over the last 6 months or so. Prior to that, no one really cared about it that much, but right now a lot of thought is being put onto security. So there is integration with Kerberos, which is an MIT open source software code library, which allows you to create these you know, keys and authenticate user groups and so on. So these are the administrative responsibilities, and this is what the landscape of job opportunities that will come up looks like.